Hello my friends, today I want to share with you another beautiful pattern. You can make this into the blanket, into the bag, into the cardigan, into the shawl. At the moment I'm making the scarf. This works as my scarf pattern. This could be scarf for yourself or scarf for the boyfriend. This is a very unisex pattern. And I've chosen the color nickel, around weight yarn, 195 meters in 100 grams. This works as aran or worsted weight yarn. Recommended hook 5 millimeters. I will be using 5.5 millimeters. And to be honest, I could have gone with 6 millimeters as well. So this yarn would hold nicely for 6 millimeters crochet hook. If you want this scarf to have straight edges, you have to count your stitches. If you don't want to count your stitches, because it will be quite a lot of stitches, I will show you the tricks, but get ready to stitch markers or use some little piece of wool for this. I will show you in a minute. This is very simple pattern, just 2 rows repeat. Let's get on with it. The scarf. The scarf we can work with swaths. For example, the narrow part is somewhere from 12 to 25 centimeters. This one is 4.5 inches or 12 centimeters. I can extend it to give it a couple more rows, but I was ordered to make it kind of skinny scarf. And lengthwise it could be anywhere between 120 centimeters to 2 meters, you name it. We can add tassels or anything on the end, just like I did my previous pattern. We'll start as usual with slip stitch. Slip stitch, and then making a chain as long as you want your scarf to be. For the first round, we will be making double crochets. You can place your double crochet in the third stitch, like this for beginners. If you are a little bit more advanced, you can go into the back bump. Those are bumps if you turn your chain over. It will give you slightly nicer edge. I will not do this because I will... okay, let's do this. 1, 2, into the third, turn over your chain and go into those bumps because I want to have a nice edge. Double crochet again, yarn over. Insert your hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pulling through 2, yarn over, and pulling through 2. This is double crochet. Pulling through 2 and pulling through 2. that it doesn't make very large loop, you help it, you hold it right at the end of the stitch, holding your loops and taking it through. And place your thumb over there and hold it slightly closer to your hook, just to help it, because first row we are going picking just one loop of the foundation chain, and help yourself. Like this, I will go to the end of my row. For second round, you want to make chain 1 and turn your work. Now we will start crocheting slip stitches, but it will be slip stitches with the yarn over, like half double crochet slip stitch. So you go yarn over, then you are going picking the yarn, pull up a loop and take this loop through both those stitches, like this. Yarn over into the stitch, pull up a loop, and the same loop you are taking through 2 stitches. And this stitch will have a very beautiful structure, texture and structure. And if you move your hook not this way, slightly the other way around, when you are taking it through the loops, it will help. Let's see, this is one side and that is the other side. Don't lose your last stitch. The last stitch should be in this chain. Yarn over into the chain stitch, pull up a loop and take it through. If you want, you can count amount of double crochets, and amount of slip stitches should be the same. 3 chain stitches. If you want, for the beginners, I do suggest to put a stitch marker into the 3rd chain stitch. Oopsie, there you go. And if you put a stitch marker, it will show you clearly where your last slip stitch will be. Okay, let's go. The round of double crochets, I will start with my 2nd stitch, because chain 3 will represent my first double crochet, and it will go like from this 1st stitch. So 1st stitch, you already placed double crochet in this 1st stitch. Next stitch, we will be using this one. Yarn over, going under both loops, pull up a loop yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you can see clearly this is your last stitch on the way with slip stitches. Making this row of double crochets, going under both loops, pull up a loop, yarn over, pulling through 2, yarn over, pulling through 2. Nice and easy. I will pause the camera and see you at the end of this row. Just wanted to show you the last stitch of this row. I know lots of people struggle with first stitch and last stitch. So you can see clearly this is your last stitch. If you're in doubts, please count your double crochets, but it could be a lot. So you could have put stitch marker on this side as well. So finished. Chain 1, turn, yarn over, and start with this first stitch, making a slip stitch. If you are very beginner and you want to mark your first stitch to make your life easier, please feel free to do so, like this, and keep going. Yarn over, under both loops, pull up a loop and take it through your loops. Yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, pull up a loop and take this same loop through both stitches. Hope this is not so difficult. Please put a thumbs up, like my video, subscribe to my channel. If you feel this is far too difficult for beginners, please let me know. But I do believe that any beginners want to be advanced crocheters, so any tips and tricks you can pick on the way, any new patterns, any new stitches will be just advantage. This already looks very interesting and beautiful, and it's not as boring as just double crochet scarf. Let's finish this row. At the end of this row you will see your stitch marker. This is where you need to place your last slip stitch. Yarn over into this chain stitch, pull up a loop, there you go. Your last stitch is done, this row is complete. 3 chain stitches, insert your stitch marker in this third stitch again. It does really help to keep your edges straight. Turn. Remember not to do any stitches in this first stitch, going into the second stitch. And this will be your pattern: row of double crochets and row of half double crochet slip stitches. I'm making row of double crochets, Of course, you can swap this row of double crochets for rows or a row of half double crochets. if you really want to make double crochets all around, but I think double crochet, full double crochet works just fine.